Today's topic, it morphed a little bit. Today's topic was going to be just by itself an answer to a question somebody asked a while ago, which was, hey, I'm interested in being a coach, I'm interested in being a trainer. However, I cannot, I'm not an RX athlete, okay? I'm not a prescribed athlete. There's some movements that I just can't do. I struggle with a lot of things. This person wanted to know, do they need to be an RX'd athlete, so to speak, in order to be an effective coach or trainer? That was the topic that I fully intended to get up this morning, scratch down my thoughts, and dive into. Then, and I had some side thoughts which are related. Then I, as I do every day, every morning, opened up the private Facebook group for CrossFit Linchpin and went through all the posts that rolled in over the night and chimed in on all of them, and two of them stood out to me quite frankly as maybe some of the most important things that a coach or trainer does, and that kind of took the topic in a different direction. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with this. So again, the original question, which was submitted and I intended on answering today, was, hey, I want to be a coach, I want to be a trainer. I can't do everything prescribed. There's some movements that I can't do yet. Can I still be an effective coach or trainer? So I'll answer that and then I'll get into what happened in the Facebook group. Short answer, yes, you absolutely can. 100% can be an amazing, fantastic, effective trainer and do everything that you need to do. So there's the short answer. And that's not an opinion, it's a fact because gyms all around the world are filled with people like that and they're incredible. So, I mean, that's put that out of your head. And I could make an interesting argument. I mean, with enough dedication and, if you are committed to your craft, you can learn the ins and outs. Let's say that you don't have a ring muscle up. You can study and dissect and, watch tape almost like you're a football coach and be so astute about how the ring muscle up operates, even though you may not have one yourself. You understand the strength component needed, you understand the technique component needed, and you can identify the faults and the flaws, know the fixes that need to occur, and watch somebody struggling with a muscle up, identify the two or three things that they're doing incorrectly or inefficiently, help them correct those, and watch that person before your eyes get a ring muscle up, even if you don't have one. It's completely possible. It happens all the time. So, yes, the short answer is yes. And I would also say this, don't get confused. There are some folks out there who are great athletes and great coaches. Super fantastic. Some of the best coaches I know, some of the best trainers I know, are unremarkable athletes, quite frankly. And that's kind of a good thing. They're very relatable to the regular human being because they had to work really hard to do everything. And so when they're meeting regular people that also have to work really hard, that technical skills and drills just don't come super easy to them. They're not astonishingly gifted athletes falling out of the trees. Well, they've been there like, oh, I trust me, I get it. I worked for so long in this skill and it was such a mental grind. Here's some things that I learned. So, quite frankly, your struggle can be a really big benefit to your approachability as a coach. And I would see that as a strength, not a skill. And there's a lot of phenomenal athletes out there, some of the best athletes in the world. They're not great coaches, they're just great athletes. And some, again, not all, but some people that learn things really quick, they don't understand why. What do you mean you're struggling with the squat snatch? What do you mean you're struggling walking on your hands? Like, oh, I picked it up like that. Eh, maybe that person's a great coach, but there's a really good chance, especially if you're watching another sport, a football game or something, and there's the naturally gifted athlete out there that never really had any training but is running circles around everybody and catching everything thrown their way and just makes it look effortless. And if you try to ask them, how do you do that? They'd probably struggle to tell you how because they just do it. Whereas that other player that just grinds every day and isn't the standout athlete but knows what it's like to put in the work and the technique and the progressions and whatnot, they might be a phenomenal coach, even though they were never a phenomenal athlete. So, yes, you 100% can be a great coach without being an RX'd athlete, so to speak. And I had in my head, you know, we could kind of say hard skills and soft skills. And the hard skills you can learn even if you're not an RX athlete. And I wrote down some hard skills such as how to teach movements, how to see faults, how to correct movement, class management, demonstration skills, technical knowledge base. I mean, these are all things that almost anybody can learn if they have the desire to do that. Those are the hard skills. The soft skills I would say are almost more important. Don't get me wrong, you have to have the hard skills. So don't be like, well, Pat said you don't have to have the hard skills. No, no, no. Those are important. But the soft skills, if you force me to say which ones I think are more important, I think are more important and are going to serve you and your community far better in the long run. And soft skills would be presence and attitude, empathy, communication, listening, caring, understanding people, meeting people where they're at, knowing when to push people, when to hold people back, when somebody just needs, quite frankly, a friend or an ear or support. All of that stuff you don't really get in a textbook, and none of that has to do with whether or not you're a quote unquote RX athlete. Nobody cares what your clean and jerk is, with regards to presence and attitude and empathy and care. If you don't care about truly helping other people and you're not empathetic and really invested in their accomplishments and success and goals and times and loads more than your own, I don't think you'll be met with success being a coach or a trainer, regardless of how amazing of an athlete you are. To some degree, it doesn't matter when you are, you know, the shepherd in charge of the flock. I mean, you've got to put their needs ahead of yours. So this is kind of getting me to where I said earlier that I saw some things in the Linchpin Private Track Facebook group today that I thought dovetailed very well into this conversation about what does it take to be a coach or a trainer, an effective coach or trainer. But before we get there, here's a couple other bullet points I had. Whatever workout is programmed on any particular day, might just be another workout to you, but that does not mean it's just another workout to somebody in your class, your group, your circle, your garage, or whatever it happens to be. Different workouts bring out different traits, emotions, and issues in different people on different days. You just never know what you're going to get. Somebody might be near their breaking point, somebody's having a fantastic day, and that stressful workout or that release or that wave of emotions or adrenaline in the workout, it brings out different things in different people. And as a coach, if you truly care, you're going to be met with everything from happiness to sadness to anger to disappointment to jubilation, everything in one class and one workout. And you need to be able to handle that and deal with that effectively. And again, that's not a hard skill, that's a soft skill, and it's an absolutely mission critical skill. And that's what makes great trainers better than good trainers. Again, the coach will meet these people where they're at and do what is necessary to help them out. This happens with not only a great coach, but also a great community. Ideally, if you've done it right, they have a support network bigger than that one coach, that the other people that they're working out with are there for them as well, and they understand what that person needs at the time being. Because life is a team sport, not an individual sport, and you need a positive support network if you are going to succeed. So ideally, you have created, if you're a coach or a trainer, you have created a culture or an environment where people feel comfortable letting their guard down, being vulnerable, being real, being authentic, and they feel comfortable to express the fact if they are having a bad day, they just don't bottle it up and walk outside of the gym. And so with that being said, today's workout on Linchpin was a doozy. It's a tough one. And it's one that could make somebody feel like they're on top of the world because there are some very challenging skills in there, and maybe they bested those skills, and my hard work's paying off. This is so great. And then a workout with a lot of difficulty could be just what kind of deflates somebody one day. And as the coach or the trainer, same workout produced two very different results in two different people, and you're going to have to deal with both of those sets of emotions. So today's workout on Linchpin, it's 10 rounds. So right off the bat, you know that it's a doozy, okay? I also gave the option to do it not for time. So it's 10 rounds for time or not, because I knew that it was going to be quite a challenge, and it's nice to give people the option to, hey, don't run the clock, make it a skills and drills day, make some good decisions, scale or modify as you need, just achieve some fitness, walk out of the gym better. Not everybody will do that. Some people will still maybe try to RX something that they shouldn't, and again, that leads to a different path. All of these things you're trying to juggle as a trainer. So you're part coach, part psychologist, quite frankly, and counselor, helping folks forward. That's what really makes a great coach, great trainer, and a great community. And so today's workout, getting back to that, was 10 rounds for time or not of 40 double unders, 15 hand release push-ups, and one L-sit rope climb, beginning from the floor. So we've got double unders, 10 sets of 40. Okay, double unders are something that plenty of people struggle with that can push somebody over the edge. Hand release push-ups. Push-ups are so challenging in general. Anyone who's done Cindy knows that push-ups get you. Now we're doing sets of 15 and they're hand release. So you're going to get in 150 hand release push-ups by the end of this workout. That's a heck of a strength day for gymnastics. And then you want to talk about gymnastic strength. You've got 10 L-sit rope climbs starting from the floor. So no legs involved, but it's not just a legless rope climb. You're keeping your legs in an L, so the midline component is through the roof. This is a profoundly challenging workout. Not a little bit challenging, profoundly challenging, which is also why we have the not for time option, and also why we have multiple scaled options so that you can figure out what works for you. Now, getting back to what I said, this workout will produce excitement and joy in some folks and despair in other folks, and that's what you have to deal with as a coach, depending upon whether or not they made a good decision. So now, I will read a couple of the posts that took place today in the Linchpin private track, and I will not say their names because that would be a violation of trust, and that's not something you want to do as a coach. So we've got one good, one bad. Should we start with the good or should we start with the bad? We'll end on a high note. Okay, so we'll start with the bad one. So two different people, same workout. Here's what it produced. So this one individual posts, real talk and self-lamenting. So please scroll down if you don't want to read it. But maybe I'm not alone. Maybe we could come together and some good could come from it. This morning was rare. It was so bad that I actually had the thought, screw it all. I'm done. I suck. I'll never get better. Who am I kidding? 3 rounds into the workout, I put down the jump rope and switched to jumping jacks. The mental damage had already been done. Yep, I've got lashes on my forearms after so many double under fails, but mentally, I just wanted to disappear. I've been doing CrossFit for years and couldn't do double unders. Also started the day with a disagreement with my wife. Obviously that doesn't hurt. Even worse, missed breakfast, didn't have a single calorie today, so, and then also mentions that did not have a good day at work. Missed a promotion at work. We've got a lot going on here. This is one human being, right? So if you're a coach, an effective coach and trainer, yeah, you're getting people fit, right? Ah, great, your front squat's bigger. Fantastic. Ah, you ran a mile run. Fantastic. There's so much more to really helping people. So much more. And a lot of it falls into those soft skills. I mean, if you are really invested in people, in your community, in helping out their lives, not just inside the gym, but outside the gym, these are the situations, these that I just described with this one individual, that quite frankly it's far more important and powerful to help this individual get through this situation than to put a kilo on his front squat. It'd be great if he did, right? But anyway, so point being, we've got, missed meal, argument with a spouse, things aren't going well at work, been doing CrossFit for years, terrible day of double unders, just whipping themselves with the rope, and it all just boils together in one challenging workout where you throw the rope and you say, "Screw it all. I'm a failure. This is going terrible. Why am I even doing this?" That is where you make your money as a coach. That is when you are really tested to do what's good and what do your people need. And that's also, like I said previously, in my opinion anyway, if you have done it right, then ideally it's not just you as the coach or trainer that is invested in this human being, truly invested. Like, you're not just giving them lip service because I got to get them out of the class for the next class. Like, no, you really care about this person and their life, not just their fitness. And if you've done it right, in my opinion, your community shares that same mindset and that culture that you've developed. And they are also a support network for this individual, because you're going to get a lot more support with 10, 15, 20, 30 people than just one. And I read this individual's post this morning, and all I can tell you, again, I'm not going to betray anybody's trust here, but the CrossFit Linchpin community is just that. It is a true, I could go on and on bragging about it. People probably think I'm crazy when I mention how incredible the folks in the private Facebook group are. I'm not making it up. The comments and the real support for this person, true caring, not just empty lip service, true support for this person from folks all around the world, sharing their stories, picking them up. That is what makes a community special. And when you get involved in that as well, that's what separates you, in my mind, of being a good coach or a great coach. So again, if you want to be a great coach, you don't have to be a prescribed athlete. You really don't. You need to truly and honestly care about people, helping people and making people better. And that has nothing to do with your Fran time. And that has nothing to do with your deadlift. Yep, having the hard skills are great. Got to have the technical knowledge. Got to be able to teach, see, and correct. We can work on those. We can teach those to almost anybody. Empathy, communication, listening, presence and attitude, meeting people where they're at, those are tough skills to teach people. So if you don't actually really enjoy that aspect of it, coaching or training is probably not for you. The other post from a different individual, I'm scrolling down. There's been a heck of a lot of posts here. Scrolling down. This person did the same workout, has been going through a lot of rough stuff in life, and had an entirely different result. So you'd think, okay, a lot of rough stuff happening in this other person's life, super tough workout comes up, that's not a good combination. But it actually was. So again, you never know when you're the coach or trainer what you're going to meet, and you have to be ready to deal with darn near anything. So this other individual, who shall remain nameless to not violate anyone's trust, says, "Hi all, and Coach Pat. It's my first time posting in the group, and I haven't been with CrossFit Linchpin all that long, but joined after seeing my husband do so well on the program. This last 12 months have been a struggle with my mental health, and I'm not normally like this. I have an amazing life, wonderful family, but sadly something in my head has caused me to become unwell, and I've had to face some of the darkest days of my life so far. Anyway, my reason for this post is today's workout, the 10 rounds for time of double unders, hand release push-ups, and then this individual didn't have a rope, so they did one of the scales, which was chin-ups and knees to elbows. Chin-ups and knees to elbows. Well, I've never been good at double unders, and quite frankly, 3 rounds in, I thought I would never finish it. However, I dug deep and not only finished the workout, but in a time faster than I thought. And more importantly, this workout today made me realize I'm so much stronger mentally than I thought I was, and I proved it to myself today. So thank you, CrossFit Linchpin, for helping me find a little part of what I thought I had lost." I mean, that's why we coach, quite frankly. That, if that doesn't lift you up and just empower your entire day, again, you're in the wrong occupation. And again, much like everything else, the comments and support for this individual from members all around the world, I can't even do it justice. So You've got to create a culture. You've got to create some values. You've got to truly be invested in care in people. You want to make people better, not just today, but actually for the rest of their life, both inside and outside of the gym. That makes a great coach or trainer, not your clean and jerk. Okay? Hey, if you've got both, fantastic. But you've got to be invested in people. The other stuff we can work on. So hopefully that helps. And again, whatever kind of day everybody out there is having, um, find your people, find your support network. And if you're looking for a great one, we've got one for you here at CrossFit Linchpin. It's the real deal. But wherever you are, get yourself a support network. Like I said, life is a team sport. It's not an individual sport, and you need friends and help to get through it. So, have a great day. And if you are attempting the 10-round workout today, hey, you have the not for time option if you want. So just make it a skills and drills day. Take the time you need before you attempt the rope climbs. Break up the push-ups as much as you want. It's an opportunity to work on double unders. Don't let it frustrate you. It's an opportunity to get better. If you've got those skills in the bag already, well, then you've got the option to run the clock, push the pace, and see how it goes. And then, of course, all of those movements have scales available to them. Don't have double unders? We can work around that. Hand release push-ups? You're not ready for them yet? We can work around that. Don't have a rope or can't do legless rope climbs? No problem. We can get in some other gymnastics pulling. That will be just great for you. So again, meet people where they're at. That's it. Have a great day, and we will talk later.